We have Netflix coming out for its quarterly earnings right now. We can see that knee-jerk reaction to 349. Here's a 3-minute bar. There's a 352. Remember that right now we are getting the headline release, and we can see over here in that 3-minute bar clearly where we're at in the after hours market. And we can see that it popped up to 533. Remember that the stock has been sold down. A lot of this is going to be dependent right here on what they have to say on the call. So you can see right here that the stock is moving towards 359, 358. There's that 3-minute bar. I'm going to try to find some numbers out, but you know what looks good can totally turn around to be the opposite. So obviously they were $100 oversold and they were due for a pop. But we don't know what's going to be said on the conference call. This is that knee-jerk reaction here and now. And oh, look at that. There's that 3-minute bar. Now, looks like people are getting short up there on that higher handle because you can clearly see on this 3-minute chart that this thing is all over the map. So there has to be a preliminary number on it, and we're going to get those numbers right now. So one thing is going to be about the sub growth. Okay, so let's just take a look and see what we're getting. Netflix, and I'm going to go over this. Uh, they're talking about net income loss guidance of 69 million, EPS of 1.12, total subscription guidance 13.62 million. Um, Total subscription guidance was for 36.19 and revenue guidance of 853 million. So basically we have a headline number that is creating some volatility here, but remember that this name has been sold down a lot, and we're going to continue to watch and see what they have to say on the conference call. Here we go. Netflix on the quarter talk about giving a monthly price. They're going to raise their services. So this is what that after hours looks like right now. Like I said, we're at 365. We'll be looking at the 370 puts in the morning, and we won't take long to get there. We can see right now in this live action that they had said something that the rest of us don't know yet, but that's okay. We are going to take this trade on the high of that opening gap. We're going to take a look at the 370 puts and the 360 puts based on where this gap will end up settling out on. And they do have to do a conference call. We are hearing rumors, though, that they're going to raise their price. And last time they raised their price, when the stock was at 301 a couple years ago, it went all the way down to $50. I just don't know exactly how the street is really going to read into that this one. I mean, look, even outside of the move, the stock is really technically damaged. So we'll buy the 360 puts and we'll take a look at the 370 puts. And this is it all in after hours live with Netflix right now. So we'll come back to you on it. Back to the Netflix trade here. It's hitting 374. So definitely we'll have to look at the potentially that this gap would keep running. Off of this report, we'll take a look at the 380 puts or wherever it settles out in the morning. They beat by 4 cents. They report revs in line. The guidance for Q2 EPS is in line. There is no upside guidance here in Netflix, but you got to remember the way that these markets have been this year. Every one of these gaps have been selling off right away the following morning. Unlike 2013, they just kept going. We never seen that in CMG. Its report was a fairly decent report, and they sold it all the way down. So we're right back up here where we were about 3 quarters ago when Netflix was in its early run that was going to 450. That's not going to happen. What will happen, though, here in the morning, we'll look at where the pre-market trade is. We are going to go down in Netflix. So we are going to be able to get a chance, I hope, that they keep the prices up here for the rest of the day or a little bit higher, because we're going to be able to get some put options that we did not have a chance to get. And that means that on the opening gap up here, they're going to take all the premium out of the put side. That is where we're going to go once this thing does it in the morning on the opening bell. So we're going to conclude this particular round of Netflix earnings. Like I say, I do not see anything real good in this report. And one of the things that they're going to talk about is is that price increase and where that's going to, what kind of uh, sentiment are we going to get on that? I mean, don't get me wrong. We got some of our traders that are getting short up here as far as overnight with this equity goes. We're going to be doing the options tomorrow. So let's hope that we can stay up here in the high area so that once again we can get that all-time deflated entry tomorrow morning on Netflix.